You got to come back to this word, man. You got to come and learn this word because you have to accept the punishment. You have to know that the Lord did this to us because of our sins, man. That's the only way. The Lord is telling you that. You can't just not know. That's why your repentance is in vain in Christianity. Because you don't even understand what you're repenting from. That's why you can never change. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 42, then will I remember my covenant with...
Wait a minute, what the Lord say?
Then will I remember my covenant.
Remember that new covenant that y'all think y'all in? That they keep talking about every Sunday? Hooping and hollering and singing? The Lord said, then he's going to remember that covenant.
That's right, yeah, that's right.
Y'all got a minute to hear the word?
Nope.
I know you a pastor. You a pastor, brother? Go ahead.
Then will I remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham will I remember.
See, the Lord, so what is the Lord talking about? Talking about the kingdom of heaven, man. Dominion, man. Rulership, man. Over the nations, man. Putting us back where we're supposed to be, man. Right? Give me Leviticus 11 and 26 real quick. I mean, Deuteronomy 11, 20. You stay where you at, D. Deuteronomy 11, I think it's a little more than that. Deuteronomy 11 and 26. Bring it up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11 and verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day
Start at verse 1, Salaki.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11 from the top. Therefore, thou shalt love the Lord thy God and keep his charge.
And do what?
And keep his charge.
And keep his charge, man. That's what we out here to do, man. To tell our people we supposed to be keeping the charge of the Lord, man. In order for you to do that, you have to know what it is. Right? You have to come and learn this book, man. Read.
And his statutes and his judgments and his commandments always.
And what?
Always.
His commandments always. That's the secret, man. That's your protection, man. Hey, that's your wisdom and knowledge in the sight of the nations, man. Come on.
Verse 2. And know ye this day, for I speak not with your children, which have not known, and which have not seen the chastisement of the Lord your God, his greatness, his mighty hand, and his stretched out arm, and his miracles, and his acts, which he did in the midst of Egypt unto Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and unto all his land. Verse 4, and what he did unto the army of Egypt, unto their horses, and to their chariots.
Hey, and we coming up upon the Passover, man. Our people should be in that spirit. You should be reading the book of Exodus. You should be reading about this, man. What the Lord did, because you're in Egypt, man. The Lord is getting ready to do this again, man. And you don't want to be hand in hand with your enemies, man. You want to be repenting and remembering the Lord in these last days, man. Remembering the works of the Lord, man. How he delivered our forefathers out of Egypt, man. Because the Lord is going to do the same thing. He's going to deliver us out of this Egypt, man. Read.
How he made the water of the Red Sea to overflow them as they pursued after you, and how the Lord have destroyed them unto this day. Unto this day.
Read.
And what he did unto you in the wilderness, until ye came into this place, and what he did unto Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, the son of Reuben, how the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up. And swallowed them up.
And we're going to show you that the Lord going to do the same thing today. Read the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter. Revelation 19, right? Right? Go ahead.
And their households, and their tents, and all the substance that was in their possession, in the midst of all Israel.
That's why this is known as, the Lord said, I'm going to bring you into Egypt again with ships. Then he told you to come out of her. Right? See, during the Passover, Passover, hey, the Lord told us, man. Hey, get ready, man. Put the blood outside of your post, man. Because I'm about to come through, man. Don't get caught out there. And he destroyed our enemies, man. Y'all got a minute to hit a word, man? What's up, brother? You got a minute to hit a word? All right. Go ahead. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Verse 7, but your eyes have seen all the great acts of the Lord which he did. Therefore shall ye keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong. And
hold on, that what?
That ye may be strong.
Oh, that you may be weak and be followers, man. Followers of your flesh and of your enemy, man. Indulging in all manner of evil, man. Hey, brother on the bike. Hey, come talk to me, brother. Give me a couple minutes, brother. Come on, brother. You can do it, brother. See, that brother say he can't do it. Go ahead. He say time is money. You ain't got no money, brother. Right?
And go in and possess the land.
That means he ain't got no time. See, I know I look Jake. Brother, you don't got no money, brother. Don't come over here lying now. Go ahead.
Whether ye go to possess it, verse 9, and that ye may prolong your days in the land, which the Lord swear.
See that? Hey, brother, come on, brother. Brother, you got time, brother. Yeah. Brother, we know you don't got no money, brother.
Right.
Go ahead, man.
Verse 9, and that ye may prolong your days in the land, which the Lord swear unto your...
Now jump up to 26. Right? Hey, the Lord said that you may prolong your day. Why do you think our people die young, man? Right? Why people get shot down in the streets, man? Die from all manner of evil diseases, man? Because we don't keep the commandments, man. We don't know the God that we say we believe in. We don't know his works, man. We don't know the history, man. Hey, we don't know what he told us, what he charged us with, man. Go ahead, now read 26.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11 and verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you.
And the Lord said if we would keep the commandments and be obedient, we would be blessed, man. Is our people blessed, man, in America? Oh, we curse. We on the bottom, man. Right? The only people that get shot down in the street and got to march, man. All right, and beg for justice.
Right.
Because you curse, man. Why? Because our people are disobedient, man. And rebellious when it comes to the laws of the living God, man. So the Lord sent us out here to teach you the commandments, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 27, Salaki, verse 28. And a curse if ye will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
Check that out. And the Lord said, and a curse if we will not obey the commandments of God, man. So what do you think our people, the Lord gave us two options, a blessing and a curse. If you look at the so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native American Seminole Indians today, what would you say we received? Who had their lands completely taken from them?
Hey, come on, brother. I see you. Come on, brother.
Come on, brother. Brother, come hit a word, brother.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Be a leader, brother.
Come on, brother. Brother, cool. Come on, brother. Come on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, brother. You're right. That's why you... All right, brother. Pull your pants up. There you go, brother. Too old now.
But turn aside out of the way which I command you this day, to go after other gods.
What do our people do?
To go after other gods.
See, our people say they believe in Christ and they believe in the Lord, but they literally going after other gods, man. The so-called white man has set up an entire system of idols, man, that is promoted to our people and we worship it, man. Right? Whether it be cigarettes, man, whether it be Starbucks. See the little lady, man? The little Starbucks lady, man? That's an idol, man. That's a demon, man. Hey, I heard Jake say, hey, I can't even go to work without my Starbucks, man. Yeah, hey, don't talk to me, man. I ain't got my Starbucks, man. Hey, don't even say coffee no more. Look, he know it too, man. He got the little card. You got a Starbucks card? Look, he laughing like, oh, go That's an idol, man. You said what? Yep, video games, man.
Social media.
That's the biggest. Social media. That's the biggest one. Come talk to us, brother. Hey, yep, money. Right? That's why Jake will do anything for it. Hey, Jake could damn murder his brother. Hey, it's a kid that murdered his parents. These are Israelites, man. Killed their parents because she didn't get him the game. Killed his mama, 10-year-old.
Bro, you got 2 minutes? Come on, bro. 2 minutes? Come on, bro. The word, man. The word, King.
Come on, bro. You might as well stop. You walking slow enough. We could have went through Deuteronomy 28 by the time you get over there, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, brother, I see you.
Which ye have not known.
Which ye have not known, man. All right. Yeah. I call it. What you got, D? Give me some.
Book of Psalms, chapter 5 and verse number 1. Give ear to my word.
What the Lord say?
Give ear to my word.
No, walk by and ignore the word.
Give ear to my word.
The Lord said, give ear unto his words. That's a commandment. Give ear to the words of God, man. Don't give your ear to the damn world, man. Satan whispering in our people's ear, man. Right? Come to the third eye. What's that place called? The third? Yeah, just do it. You know what I'm saying? No, come hear the words of the Lord, man. Nobody has time to hear the words of the Lord, man. Imagine that. You in the last days and nobody wants to hear the words of the Lord. Sounds about right. Sounds like the Bible, man. Sounds like the days of Noah. Right? You living in the last days, man. Go ahead.
Oh Lord.
Look at it. Y'all remember him?
Oh Lord. Consider my meditation. Hearken unto the voice of my cry. My King and my God. For unto thee will I pray. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning. O Lord, in the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee. And we'll look up, verse 5. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight.
What the Lord say?
The foolish shall not stand in thy sight.
What did God say?
The foolish shall not stand in thy sight.
Who is the foolish, man? Give me Psalms 14:1. The Lord said, give hearken and give ear unto my voice. Those are the wise, man. Those that hearken unto the Lord are those that's going to be delivered and comforted and protected and saved. But the foolish can't stand in his sight, meaning the Lord going to melt you, man. He going to get rid of you, man. Right in the middle, the Lord said he's going to mock and laugh at your calamity, man. Because you chose not to. All you got to do is listen, man. We're not asking. You don't got to pay for this. Right? Read it again.
Verse 5. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight.
Let's see who the foolish are. Read this.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 14 and verse 1. The fool have said in his heart, there is no God.
What the Lord say?
There is no God.
The Lord said the fools say there is no God, man. Hold that and give me Matthew 6 and 24. You don't have to literally say it. You can say, I believe in God. Watch what the Lord say. Right? You can say, hey, I believe in God. But guess what? If you don't want to change your ways, if you don't want to listen to his words, right? God gonna choose for you. Listen to this.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 24. No man can serve two masters.
What the Lord say?
No man can serve two masters.
The Lord say you got to make a choice, man. You can't serve you can't serve the so-called white man and love his world and say you believe in the Most High. Now you can say it, but the Lord gonna show you that guess what? You a fool because you didn't believe in him. You didn't believe in his words. You didn't believe in his son, man. So he's gonna deny you before his father. Go ahead.
For either he will hate the one and love the other.
Check that out. The Lord said if you love the nightlife and the club life, right? And the evil and the wickedness of Babylon the Great, guess what? You hate him. Because there's only two options. Either you love God or you hate him. Either you love the world and hate God or you love God and hate the world. Shalom, King. Go ahead.
Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Wait a minute. He will what?
Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Hey, don't we see that week in and week out? Our people despise the other. It's only two options. And that's that narrow gate, man. That way that you're supposed to go, that tight space between that fire and that water, man. Give me get 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and 1. Real quick. Con. Yeah, 2nd Ezra chapter 7.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 from the top. And when I had made an end of speaking these words.
Start at verse 7. Start at verse 5, so like 3.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 3.
Everybody wanna make it to the kingdom of heaven, man. Right? If you ask people, do they believe in Christ, they're gonna say, yeah. What did he come to do? He saved me. They'll say they're saved. They guarantee the ticket and the spot in the kingdom of heaven, man. Their names are in the book of life, man.
Hear the word, okay?
Yeah, hey, they know when the Lord coming back. Right? They know, they got a personal relationship with him. Yeah, they got the Lord, they got his cell number. Right? They got his email. Read this.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 3. And I said, speak on, my God. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place.
What did he say?
The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance where narrow.
Look at Jake, man. Jake. Yeah. Brother just shot us with an Air AK-47, man. Go ahead. And you notice, he only did that when he got right here. It's spiritual, man. He ain't gonna do that nowhere. And I think we talked to that brother for a long time before. Am I tripping? Go ahead.
And like a river, verse 5, who then could go into the sea to look upon it, and to rule it. If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?
See that? If he what?
How could he come into the broad?
The kingdom, if you don't go through that narrow, how you gonna make it to your destination? That's what we out here trying to tell our people, man. Right? You're walking in the broad. You got a choice. You can share a kingdom with the white man as a slave, right? Or separate, right? And come through this narrow gate and get your kingdom. That's what the Lord is telling you, man. But our people like to take the easy route, right? They like the wide gate. They want to follow everybody else. They want to be and look like the world, man. They want to impress man. Come on.
Verse 6, there's also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field.
Sister, you got a minute?
2 minutes for the word, sister. 120 seconds. 120 seconds, that's it.
What is that? What is that? Come explain it to us. What is a PK? Come talk to us, sister. So you should come hear the word. She's a preacher's kid, she said? She said she's a PK. I've never heard that before.
Give us 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Well, sister, if you was a... Go ahead.
There's also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. Verse 7, the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall.
What?
And is set in a dangerous place to fall.
And it's set in a dangerous place to fall. Coming back, brother? Go ahead.
Like as if there were a fire on the right hand.
Hey, the Lord said this thing is in a dangerous place. Right?
God bless.
Hey, sister, did y'all know the kingdom was set in a dangerous place?
Go blue.
Right, go ahead.
And on the left, a deep water.
Hey, what?
And on the left, a deep water.
Death, destruction, sin, temptation. Right? Distractions, man. Hindrances. Affliction. Lake of fire. And you want to avoid that. Read.
Verse 8, and only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
And it's the angel describing the kingdom of heaven, man. How to enter therein, man. How hard it is, man. How tight it is. Shalom, King. Go ahead.
Verse 9,
But yet they all think they made it already. But the the Lord said, it's so tight and so hard and so dangerous, only one can go at a time. You damn that, you gotta go, I go after you. Go ahead, King.
Hey, that's funny you say that. Sister dressed skirt so tight, she can't even take a full stride. The whole ass is bro, she take a full stride.
I missed it.
It's right there.
What? Oh, okay. Right. Go ahead. Give me 1 Timothy 2:9.
Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an entrance, if he never shall pass,
If he what?
if he never shall pass the danger set before him, how shall he receive this inheritance?
See, our men are so afraid, man, to stand up, man, for the Lord, man, and come in this truth, man. Right? And our people never taught the truth, man. Because I'm pretty sure that sister right there is a Christian and she believes in God, man. But nobody taught her, man. Right? So what happens to our sisters, man? They've been fed a bunch of wickedness, man. So now they dress up like whores and harlots, man. And they come into the streets, right? To be exposed and become food, man, for devils, man, and wicked men. And they ashamed when the word of the Lord is coming out, man.
Right.
Read this.
Look at 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
And like manner also, that women adorn themselves.
That what?
That women adorn themselves.
The Lord say?
That women adorn themselves.
The Lord say to the daughters of Zion,
That women adorn themselves.
our black sisters,
That women adorn
they
themselves.
supposed to adorn themselves, read,
In modest apparel.
and what?
In modest apparel.
Now dress like whores.
In modest apparel.
That they ass hang out.
In modest apparel.
And modest apparel, man. We have to teach our sisters to dress in modesty, man.
Right.
And this is Christian. This is how Christian women dress, man.
Right.
They dress like whores, man.
Right.
Right? But the Lord said you're supposed to adorn yourself in modest apparel, man. That's why everybody loved that nasty Christian church on Sunday, man. It's a freak house, man. Right? No, none of them follow the Bible, man. And those and all the Christians are out tonight. All these people, all of them are Christians, man. But yet they saved. Looking just like the world, man. Auntie got a back out, man. What is going on, man? Go ahead.
Continue. With shamefacedness.
With what?
With shamefacedness.
You should be ashamed to come out here with no clothes on in front of all these men. Which you have no shame. Some of you are halfway shame, but you got a demon on you. So you'll put on no clothes on, you'll walk like this. Walking around like this. Titties busting out the shirt, man. That's why the Lord gonna kill 2/3 of these people, man. Give me Isaiah 66 and 15, man. Thighs and legs all out, man, looking a mess, man. Babylon is finished, man. What's up, brother? You got a minute? Hit a word? Brother, like you handling business, huh? You got a minute? Come on, hey, Zo, come, bring it down. Brother, go edify you real quick.
What's good, King? Last one. Pure water, How you feeling, King? All praise. What would you say your nationality is? Yeah. Root word in nationality is nation. What nation do you descend from? Now, you know, if I was to ask a so-called white man what's his nationality, he's able to tell me he's German, French, Belgium, so on and so forth. Well, African-American ain't a nationality. That's the name of two different continents, named after two different white men. Leo Scipio's Africanus, who defeated Hannibal during the Second Punic Wars, and Amerigo Vespucci, who's an Italian map maker who mapped the Americas. Clearly, we don't descend from two different white men, right? So who are we and why don't we know? Don't you agree that the most basic and fundamental information that anybody can know as a grown man and as a grown woman is their nationality? Just like you know your date of birth, you should know your nationality. We're the only people in the whole world that don't know our nationality. You ever think about that? All praise to the Most High. Let me show you why you don't know. Let me get Isaiah 1 and 3, Jeremiah 17 and 4.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
The ox is a dumb animal. It's really dumb. All it do is chew grass and move. But it knows who its owner is.
And the ass that's his master's crib.
A jackass is saying you can take him 15, 20 miles away from his master's crib, he can always make his way back home. But what? But Israel, God's chosen people,
doth not know.
They don't know who they are, and they're too prideful to give a damn.
My people doth not consider.
They don't consider, they don't even think on it. We the only people in the whole world walking around don't know who the hell we are, but we so prideful that we'll walk by a bunch of brothers that look like ourselves, that's willing to introduce you and teach you to what you are, where you come from, which is the most basic and fundamental information anybody can have. We can't call ourselves intellects or intelligent people if we don't know the most fundamental information such as our nationality, right? But why is that? Let's find out.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue.
Shall what?
Shall discontinue from thy heritage.
From thine heritage. God's chosen people, the Israelites, they will be discontinued from their heritage. If your phone service is discontinued, what just happened? It's cut off. You can't use it. It is worthless. It ain't no good for it. So what is a heritage? Say God's chosen people been cut off from their heritage. What is a heritage now? A heritage is your nationality, your native tongue. English is not our native tongue. That was beat into us. We're going to learn who we are first, and then we're going to learn our native tongue. But the question I'm posing to you is, what is our heritage? A heritage is a nationality, your native tongue, your customs, your culture, what you eat, how you dress. All of these things is your heritage. But what is our heritage today? Fried chicken, watermelon, and twerking. It's sad, but that's just some shit we made up because we ain't have none, right? But it's a reason why we don't have our heritage. Continue, let's find out.
That I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies.
And the Lord is going to cause his chosen people, the Israelites, to serve their enemies
in the land which thou knowest not.
In a land that they didn't know. Does that sound a little bit familiar? They had to serve their enemies in a land that they didn't know. Sound like us. Let's further prove that though. Let me get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 and 1 from the top.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 from the top. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel. So, what's your name, King? Philo? My name's Zoe. Can I come to Philo house, open up Philo mailbox, and read Philo mail as if it's pertaining to me? No, I can't. In fact, that's a felony in this country, correct? So Moses just addressed who he's addressing. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel. So everything he's about to say is pertaining to who? Israel. So let's see what Moses has to say to the Israelites.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
Now, it said if the Israelites wouldn't observe, well actually to hearken and to listen to the voice of the Lord thy God. Hearken means to listen. And if they didn't keep his commandments, all of them, not just 10 of them.
And his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses
shall
come upon thee and overtake thee.
So if the Israelites didn't listen and keep all of the commandments, all these curses will come upon them and overtake them. That means to destroy them. You understand? So let me get Deuteronomy 28 and verse 46.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So these curses are going to be on God's chosen people for a sign and for a wonder. How do we know that's Taco Bell over there? It's a sign up there, right? It's an identifying marker. It lets us know, hey, if I want some Taco Bell, I can go right there and get me some tacos, right? So these curses will be on God's chosen people for a sign and for a wonder. Why is that? Because we just read in Jeremiah 17 and 4 that the Israelites would be discontinued from their heritage. They wouldn't know who they are anymore, right? Let me get Jeremiah 50 and 6.
Jeremiah chapter 50 in verse number 6. My people have been lost sheep.
My people, that's a possessive pronoun. God's chosen people are a lost sheep. What does that mean when they're a lost sheep? They don't know who they are. They're walking around mindless. They're literally the walking dead. They don't know who they are. They walk around calling themselves black, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Guatemalan. They don't know who they are. They don't know that these terms are new terms in the earth. But this is why, well, matter of fact, I'm gonna show you something. Let me get back to the curses.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shall not be in the city. Wherever the Israelites are, they're gonna be cursed in the city.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So we read earlier that these curses will be upon them for a sign and for a wonder, right? To establish who the Israelites are, because they will be discontinued from their heritage, right? So no matter what city you go to, who do you find at the bottom? Poor, broke, destitute, on drugs, in and out of prison. Which people? Is it the Chinese man? Is it the Arab man? Is it the white man? No, it's the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man, correct? We're the only ones that no matter what city you go to, we're at the bottom, poor, broke, and destitute. I'm not talking about anecdotal situations where you got one brother who got, some money. I'm talking about us as a nation. All of the black, all of the Hispanic, and all of the Native American people, you find that we're at the bottom of society. No matter where you go, as a nation, we're at the bottom. So, now mind you, through the process of elimination, we're able to determine who the Israelites are today based on these curses, because these curses are going to be upon them for a sign and for a wonder. So, and it said, cursed shall I be in the field. Which people was cursed in the field? Who was cursed in the cotton field? The sugarcane field, tobacco field, even the work field today, the first fire and the last hire. Who's working twice as hard to get half as much? Who has to come across a border to a land that they previously owned and ask the white man for permission to get over here just so they can work on a visa? Just so the white man can have cheap avocados. So-called Mexicans. They're working for pennies on a dollar. We should know what slavery looked like. That's slavery. Imagine me moving into your house and telling you gotta live in a bathroom. And anytime you want to come into any resident house, you gotta ask my permission. That's equivalent to what the white man did to the so-called Hispanics. They took their land and told them they had to go across the border, and then when you want to come over here, you gotta ask permission. And then you gotta work for pennies on a dollar. That's slavery, brother. That's slavery.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Which people had their sons and daughters ripped from them and given unto another people? You might have had a son, you might have had a daughter, slave master come up, take your daughter, send her to Jackson, Mississippi, you'll never see that little girl again. That son might be sent to Birmingham, Alabama, you'll never see that son again, and God knows what's gonna happen to him, right? You ever heard of a book called The Delectable Negro? In that book, it exposes how the slave master used to actually eat slaves. Eat slaves. Why do you think America romanticizes, what's that, Jeffrey Dahmer? Why is it such a big thing to watch Jeffrey Dahmer on Netflix? Isn't he a weirdo? He's running around poisoning people and eating them. But white people glorify this type of thing. Why? Because their history, they're cannibals. They're savages. He was out here eating black gay men. That turned him on. That something about black gay men tastes good. That's just off. Something is wrong with that. They ain't regular. They ain't normal. Let me get Ecclesiastes 7 and 13.
Chapter 7 and verse number 13. Consider the work of God.
Consider the work of God. Think about this. That's what that means. Think about this. Consider the work of God.
For who can make that straight which he hath made crooked?
Who can make straight what the Lord made crooked? These people were born to be crooked. He made them that way. So who are you as a man to come straighten them out? It's impossible. God made them to be wicked. And these last 500 years definitely have showed us that. Let's get back to these curses.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
So the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man, they'll become a proverb and a byword. And it's an astonishment. What's an astonishment? It's like, damn, that's a grown-ass man over there with his pants hanging off his ass. That's a grown-ass man over there acting like a woman. That's a grown-ass woman acting like a man. That's an astonishment. When you think about aggressive, intimidating women, they think about our women, right? Why? Because they turn. You find that in the book of Willie Lynch. There's a reason for that. You got that? Willie Lynch? Oh, you got the Willie Lynch? Let me get that. Let me show you something real quick, young king. It's amazing that our women are beginning to act like men and our men are beginning to act like women. That's amazing. Well, let me show you what, oh, never mind. Well, it's in the book of the Willie Lynch letter. We'll get to it another time. I want to finish these curses so you know for sure who the Israelites are. Come on, we're going to do that. I want to finish this up for you real quick.
A byword.
So the Israelites have become a proverb and a byword. You know what a proverb is, King? It's a wise saying. It's a wise saying that they say these heathen, the so-called white, Chinese, Arabs, they say this amongst themselves. They say an elevator can raise a family, but a black man can't. They say if you want to hide something from a nigga, stick it in a book, because niggas refuse to read. But now you got niggas reading now. Time's up. Now we know who we are, and through the Spirit, we're gonna make sure you know who you are before you leave.
That's right.
And a byword among all nations.
A byword. A byword has become black. You're not black, you're brown. If you're gonna call yourself a color, you will be brown. Ain't nobody on this earth black, and ain't anybody on this earth white. They call themselves white, and they call us black. These terms came around during the 1600s. Would it be intelligent of us to continue perpetuating a term that was given to us by our slave masters and present-day oppressors? Would that be intelligent of us to do? When evidently everybody went to kindergarten, everybody went to first grade, we know what our colors look like. We know what black look like, we know what brown look like. You know what I'm saying? But they gave us this term black, why? To degrade us. On a psychological level, black has derogatory connotations. You ever heard of blackface, black sheep of the family? What's the black sheep of the family? Their embarrassment, disdain. Nobody wants to be around them. You know what I'm saying? So, and they call themselves white. Are they actually white? Do they look like Xerox paper? No, they don't look like Xerox paper. They're pink. Their blood show forth through their skin. They have translucent skin. This is why they're the only people in the whole world that actually burns from what gives life to everything on this earth.
That's right.
How is it the sun gives life to everything on this earth, but yet one group of people burn from it? You ever think about that? How is that possible? It's because God hates them, that's why.
That's right.
And we're gonna prove that too. Let's finish these curses.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
So you're gonna have to serve your enemy and for food and for drink and in want of all things. Now, what was the last thing you ate, King?
My water didn't break until
Whatever it was, who you had to buy from? 9 times out of 10 you had to buy from a so-called white man. Even if you bought it from your brother, he got to be licensed and have a business license to operate in a land where he is held captive. He has to go through his oppressor. Now, a lot of people might say, that's not a curse. Well, think about this. You ever heard of what's called a food desert? A food desert is a place a particular place that doesn't have nutritional food. You can get Wendy's, you can get McDonald's, you can get Burger King, you can get Popeye's nigga chicken, but you can't get anything nutritional. As a result, when you eat those foods, what happens? High blood pressure, gout, diabetes, heart disease. Guess who's leading in every one of those categories? We are. That's a curse. So when you have to go serve your enemy for your food, now you think he's gonna feed you well? No, he's gonna feed you fried chicken, some pig, hog moss, all of these things that are abominable to you. Let's finish these curses. Let me get 54.
Verse 54, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
You know what an evil eye toward your brother is called? What we call that today? We call it mean mugging. Do the Chinese man mean mug each other? Do the Arab man mean mug each other? Do the white man mean mug each other? No, it's only one particular group of people that mean mug each other. I'm mugging you, you mugging me. Whoever look away first, the bitch. Pardon my language. Right? The other people don't go through that. We the ones that go through that. Who else is gonna have an evil eye towards?
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And toward the wife of his bosom. This is called baby mama, baby daddy drama. I don't know no Asians that got baby mama drama. I don't know no Arabs that got baby mama drama. I don't know no white boys that got baby mama drama. It's one particular people that got baby mama drama, baby daddy drama too. Mind you, these are curses that God put on his chosen people as a sign and a wonder for them to remember who they are in the last days because they don't know who they are.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
No, he's going to stay home and raise his kids.
Which he shall lead.
Which group of men is known for leaving their children? Is it a white man? Is it an Asian man? Is it the Arab man? No, it's so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man. We're the ones known for leaving our children. And as we said earlier, through the process of elimination, we're able to determine who the Israelites are based on these curses. Whoever fits these curses are the Israelites today. Does anybody else fit those curses that we read so far? No. So let's bring it all the way home.
Verse 68, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now, do you know the story of Moses, when Moses was sent into Egypt to tell Pharaoh, let my people go? You know that story, King? Moses had to part the Red Sea, and they walked through the Red Sea. You never heard that story? Let me get Exodus 1 and 11. Yeah, let me bring you up to speed real quick. Exodus 1 and 11.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 1 and verse 11. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters.
Taskmasters. A taskmaster is a slave driver.
To afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities.
And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities. This is the Giza pyramids. We're the ones who built those pyramids. So they were in slavery in Egypt. So if me and you took a trip to Detroit, right? We ended up getting robbed. A year later, we're in Florida. I'm like, bro, this feels like a Detroit situation. You automatically gonna be looking around like, who trying to rob us, right? Because we got robbed in Detroit. If I say this look like a Detroit situation, that's a traumatic event. So if the Lord said, I'm gonna bring you into Egypt again where you were formerly a slave, what is he telling you? I'm gonna send your ass back into slavery again. But this time, how?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Who are the only people on this earth to go into slavery on ships? That's our people, right? Am I tripping? Now, one would say, well, that's Egypt. What if I told you that America is Egypt? Would you believe that? Let me show you something.
Book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 8.
The book of Revelation, the last book in the Bible. The root word in Revelation is reveal. So revelation means the process of revealing. It's about to reveal something to you. Let's find out what it's going to say.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
And their dead bodies, Philando Castile, George Floyd, Sandra Bland, we can go on and on and on and on and on. Trayvon Martin. Their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Which spiritually?
No, which literally.
Which spiritually?
No, which physically.
Which spiritually?
There's a place on this earth that is spiritually called.
It's called Sodom and Egypt.
There's a place on this earth that is spiritually called Sodom and spiritually called Egypt. Now, who promotes more homosexuality than America? Who created the LGBTQ and pushed that doctrine across the entire globe? So therefore, America is spiritually Sodom, because Sodom and Gomorrah, they was into all type of homosexuality and fornication. And then it says spiritual Egypt. Why is it spiritual Egypt? Why do we got pyramids on the back of the American dollar bill? You ever think about that? What does Egypt have to do with America? You, brother. That's what it has to do with America. You the same brother that built those pyramids. That's why. The niggas don't know who they are anymore. They call themselves Black, Haitian, Jamaican, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Mexican. Let me ask you another question. Did you know that there's pyramids in Central and South America? Yeah, there's pyramids there, and they're old. So how did they get those blueprints to build pyramids, which started in Egypt? Because they helped build them. Ain't nobody labor harder than the so-called Mexican, right? They say, who work harder than the Mexican? I'm led to believe they built more than half of the pyramid. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Judah and Levi was trying to hang out and chill. Hey, so essentially, if we're the people that fit all of these curses, what is our nationality? Let me get John chapter 1, verse 47. What is our nationality? If we're the people that fit all of these curses that Moses gave to God's chosen people, we are the Israelites. God. So what must we do knowing that we're the Israelites, God's chosen? What's important about being an Israelite? Let me get Romans 9 and let me get Deuteronomy 7:6. Deuteronomy 7:6 first.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
The Israelites are a holy people unto the Lord thy God. Holy means separate.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
No, to be an ordinary people.
To be a special people.
To be a regular nigga.
To be a special people unto himself. Above.
Below.
Above.
Equal.
Above.
Above.
All people.
All people.
That are upon the face of the earth.
But isn't that racist? But ain't it evident? Who's stronger, faster, smarter? Who did the first open heart surgery? Who did the first brain surgery? Who created the microwave? Who created the refrigerator? Who created the air conditioner? Who created the syringe? Electricity. Who did all of these things? We did. So why is it that the most intelligent, fastest, smartest, and strongest men, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, why are they at the bottom of society being ruled over by a people that is inferior to them? You ever think about that? Because matter of fact, let me get Lamentations 4 and 16. I believe that's 5 and 16, Salaki.
Verse 16. The crown is falling from
our crown.
It's falling from our head. Woe unto us that we have sinned.
Now we all know, well, a lot of us don't, but through a little bit of research, we come to understand that there was a time where we used to run the earth. We used to rule the earth. But what happened? Reread that.
Woe unto us that the crown is falling from our head. Woe unto us that we have sinned.
Woe unto us that we have sinned. Let me get Jeremiah 16 and 10. Now, as a result of sinning, these curses came upon us. You understand, King? All these curses came upon us for disobeying God's commandments. You know what I'm saying?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 10. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt show this people all these words.
When we're going to show our people all these words, all these curses that God put on his chosen people.
And they shall say unto thee, wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us?
Why did the Lord put all this great evil on us? Because slavery was horrible. Our women got raped in front of their men. The children got raped. They were eating slaves. These so-called civilized white people that you walking hand in hand with were eating slaves. This is why they glorify Jeffrey Dahmer. Because they're freaks. Naturally, they can't help themselves. And let me know when I'm lying. I'll substantiate everything that I say. So at the end of the day, as a result of sinning, we failed. It was a punishment that God put on his chosen people. Continue on.
Or what is our iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our God? Then shalt thou say unto them.
Then shalt thou say unto them. Like, why did all these things happen to us? Then we're going to open up the book, and what we're going to say to them?
Because your fathers have forsaken me.
What the Lord say?
Because your fathers have forsaken me.
Our forefathers have forsaken the Most High God.
Saith the Lord, and have walked after other gods.
And have walked after other gods. They'd rather be a homosexual. They'd rather be a thought. They'd rather be a hoe. They'd rather hate their brother. They'd rather be at the bottom of society. Why? Let me get Isaiah 28 and 15.
And have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law.
And have what?
And have not kept my law.
Because if we was keeping God's laws, sisters would be dressing modestly. They wouldn't be dressing like hoes, thoughts. Right? And if the sisters weren't dressing like hoes and thoughts, we wouldn't treat them like hoes and thoughts. Right? Because if you conduct yourself like a princess, you'll get treated like a princess. But if you act like a hoe, you're going to get treated like a hoe. That's just what it is. It's very simple. How does that not make sense? Anybody with a brain in between their two ears can understand that. If it walk like a dog, bark like a dog, it's a damn dog. Who the hell gonna treat? Who the hell gonna? Who's like?
Verse 12. And ye have done worse than your father.
And we done worse than our fathers. Why? Because back in the day, it was a shame to be a homosexual. Now, it's flamboyant now. You see it everywhere. It's the new thing. I'm led to believe a lot of these people aren't really even homosexual. They're just seeking attention. Of course, if you did a homosexual action makes you a homosexual, but I believe their motive is that they just want some attention. Because all of the homosexuals get attention. Which one of the alphabet crew boys are you? X, Y, Z, it's weirdo shit. But why is this? Because our people are following the doctrine and philosophies of other men. We keep following this society.
Look at Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse number 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
There shall be what?
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
There shall be no hoes or faggots in the daughters of Zion. Yeah, look at a weirdo. You're a weirdo. Go back to your country. Go back to the Caucasus Mountains. You unintelligent freak.
Right.
You're a freak. Look at her. You're a damn freak.
What are you guys?
Man, we're not.
Guys, I'm fucking Christian.
No, you're not. You're not a Christian. A Christian is a follower of Christ. You're not a Christian. You probably don't. I guarantee you only know one verse. You're not supposed to judge. She made a statement. She said that we're not supposed to judge. First of all, if you have a basic understanding of the word judge, that means we have to pronounce a sentence on you. We didn't sentence you, so therefore we didn't judge you. You're an idiot. Go back to school.
I got it.
Our people are fully destroyed, like fully destroyed.
This is the book of John, chapter 7 and verse 24. Judge not according to the appearance.
Judge not according to the appearance.
But judge righteous judgment.
No, she said don't judge at all.
But judge righteous judgment.
If it look like a hoe, it must be a hoe.
But judge righteous judgment.
If it look like a hoe, it must be a hoe.
But judge righteous judgment.
If it look like a faggot, it must be a faggot.
But judge righteous judgment.
We're not out here to demean you. We're just waking you up. We're telling you the truth. Somebody told me before, the truth hurts. Why is that? Good tea is bitter. We ain't gonna get no sweet tea up here. Let me get Proverbs 27 and 5. Let's bring some things out, because the reality is we're not here to be your friend. We're here to wake you up. Don't throw nothing up here. We ain't pussy niggas.
Hey, neither am I.
Yeah, all right, we don't either.
Y'all got an army, I'm just with me.
We ain't got no army.
I ain't got no army.
No, you disrespect us, we're gonna disrespect you back. Don't try us, bro.
Guess what?
Don't try us.
You have no idea.
Don't try us. I don't give a damn.
Hey,
Man, go enjoy the rest of your night, man. It's the book of what?
hey,
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 27 and verse 5.
We got
Open
men-
rebuke
we got
is
men on the-
better than secret love.
What the Lord say?
Open rebuke is better than secret love.
Open rebuke is better than secret love. It's better, let me get Leviticus 19 and 17. It's better for me to tell you that you're wrong because I'm showing you love. If you into homosexuality, I gotta tell you, hey brother, that's right. That's wrong. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's love. I don't want to see my brother into, you could, all types of things happen as a result of those lifestyles. All right, I understand. So I'm gonna ask you one question before you leave. Based on everything that you heard, what is your nationality? You're an Israelite. So your father's so-called African American, Haitian, Jamaican, which one? No, but in the world, what would your father be? African American, Haitian, Jamaican? African American, so you would come from the tribe of Judah, the mighty tribe of Judah, the same tribe that Christ himself came from. So you're an Israelite, and the message is that you got to repent and keep the commandments. I want to give you 3 commandments before you go, real short. Bring them out.
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse number 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Thou shalt not in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
And not suffer sin upon him. So my sisters over there, those beautiful sisters right there, I got to let them know that they can't dress and be like hoes. You are princesses. You can't dress like hoes. But that's love. You know what I'm saying? That's love. Because I wouldn't want my daughter dressing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I got to love them the same way I love myself. And if anybody got respect for themselves, they wouldn't dress like a hoe. Because you don't want to be treated like a hoe, right? Exactly.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Against everybody.
Against the children of thy people.
The Israelites are forbidden to hate each other. If you ever had a grudge, a beef, some smoke with a brother that's from one of these 12 tribes, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, you are required to forgive that brother. Otherwise, the Most High God won't forgive your sins. You understand? And that's one of the hardest commandments. Forgiving our brothers, that's one of the hardest commandments. But we got to work on it daily. You understand? And it's imperative that we do. Let me get the book of Deuteronomy. Go ahead.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof.
The swine, that's the pork, the bacon, the hog moss.
And he be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
But I like ham.
He is unclean to you.
What's wrong with the ham?
He is unclean to you.
I like ham and pineapples on my pizza though.
He is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
What about the bacon though?
Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
What about the grill?
Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
So we can't eat pig. And if you eat the pig, you are breaking the commandments. When you break the commandments, you are in what's called sin. Because sin is the transgression of the law. And the wages of sin is, you preloaded?
Look at 1 John. First John chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Whoever commits sin transgresseth the law.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
For sin is the transgression of the law. So when the Most High God tells our sisters they can't dress like whores, and they dress like whores anyway, they are in sin. When the Most High God tells our brothers that we can't be homosexuals and sisters can't be dyking, if you do that, you are in sin. A lot of our people go to church for their whole life and they don't even know what sin is. Sin is a transgression of God's law. You understand? Now let me get Hebrews 10 and 26.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the wages of sin is death.
The payment for dressing like a hoe is death. The payment for eating pig is death. And who's going to do the killing? Who? God. Now everybody think that God is all love though. Let me get Psalm 78 and 49.
Hebrews chapter 10 and verse number 26. For if we sin willfully.
If we sin willfully, that means I know that I'm not supposed to be a homosexual. I know that I can't dress like a hoe, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's what I want to do.
After that, we have received the knowledge of.
You got the truth. Now you got the knowledge. You learn what the commandment says. We didn't tell it. The Bible said it. We didn't write it. We just studied it.
The knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
There remaineth no more sacrifice for sins. That means Christ's blood is not going to cover all of the whores out here dressed like whores.
Right.
Christ is not going to cover you. Christ does not like whores.
Right.
Let me get John chapter 14, verse 15.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78 and verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation, and trouble, by sending evil angels among them.
By what?
By sending evil angels among them.
There's evil angels in the Bible?
By sending evil angels among them.
So when you get hit by that stray bullet, it was God's judgment. When you randomly get into a beef at the damn gas station and somebody stabs you, that was God's judgment. Why? Because you decided you wanted to dress like a whore. You don't give a damn what God said. Why? Because you decided you wanted to be a homosexual. You don't give a damn about what God said. But that judgment will come swiftly. I hope you mock. He will come see you. He will come see you. Come.
Book of Proverbs chapter 17 and verse number 11. An evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore a cruel messenger.
A what?
A cruel messenger.
A cruel messenger. Somebody explain to me what a cruel messenger is. It's somebody with that ski mask on, with a pistol on. He don't have no regard for your life. That's a cruel messenger.
God shall be sent against him. Let's sit on that.
a cruel messenger shall be sent against him. So those of you who get angry and don't want to keep God's law, you're not getting angry with us. Let me get the book of, what is that, Luke 10 and 16.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 10, and verse number 16. He that heareth you, heareth Salaki. He that heareth you, heareth me.
He that heareth us, you hear the Most High. We're just reading the Most High's words. These aren't our words. We are not the author of this book. We just simply study it. And once you hear these words, it's not our words. It's the Most High's words.
And he that despiseth you, despiseth me.
You despise us because we're reading this.
And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me.
And if you despise us, you despise who that sent us. And the Most High sent us. So the message is for you, my brother, is that you're an Israelite. You're required to keep the commandments. You're going to fall short, but you got to get up every time, brother. Now, when we give you a flyer, what's that? Let me get book of Acts chapter 3 and 19, and what is that, Psalms 19 and 7?
This is the book of Acts, chapter 3 and verse 19. Repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord.
Repent ye therefore that your and be converted at the end of the day. What does convert mean, right? You know what convert means, King? It means to change. But how are we going to change? A lot of people say, oh, you got to go get baptized. But when you read the scriptures, it's not talking about a baptism by water. It's talking about baptism by the word. That's Ephesians 5:26. Read that.
This is Matthew chapter 6 and verse number 5. Well, number 6. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet.
Enter into your closet. The whole world ain't got to know about it.
And when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret. And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Let's sit on that. But when ye pray, use not vain repetitions, as the heathens do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of before ye ask.
So your Father already know what you need. You know what I'm saying? So pray the Lord's Prayer and repent and keep the commandment. You got what? You got Psalms 19 and 7. Let's find out what converts you.
Psalm chapter 19 and verse number 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
The law of the Lord is perfect. But Christianity and Christians will tell you the law is done away with. But God tell you he doesn't change. In Malachi 3 and 6, he doesn't change. So who should we believe? Christians or God? Who should be the Most High God?
Converting the soul.
Doing what?
Converting the soul.
The commandments converts the soul. You understand? So when you start keeping these commandments, let me get James chapter 4 verse 8. When you start keeping these commandments, you're taking a step towards the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Now this is the last one before I let you go, King, unless you got any questions.
This is the book of James chapter 4 and verse number 8. Draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you.
So you take a step to the Most High God, he gonna take a step towards you. You know what I'm saying? So make a sincere effort to the Most High God. And how do you do that? It's by keeping his commandments. Because let me get John 14 and 15, because this is important. A lot of Christians, they read right by this. This is in the New Testament.
This is the book of John, chapter 14, and verse number 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
If ye love me, keep my commandments. What are the commandments? That the beautiful sisters of Zion can't dress like whores. That's the commandments. That's the commandments. They can't dress like whores. Let me get that. Let me get that. Let me get that. Don't be talking. Let's get that. Let's see.
I can't show my stomach. I'm dressed like a whore. I can't feel my way in my body. I can't dress like a whore.
Let's see. Let's see what the Lord said.
You are raised by the white man over the
See, that's an ignorant statement. That's an ignorant statement, sister. That's an ignorant statement. Everybody in this Bible is black. 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 And we can prove it. We can prove it. Clearly, this is the reason why they say if you want to hide something from a nigga, stick it in the book. Sisters like that is the reason why they say if you want to hide something from a nigga, stick it in the book. And you proud of being an idiot. You proud of being an idiot. That's a damn shame.
Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
There shall be no whores of the daughter of Israel. Let me get to the
This is the book of Luke, chapter 10 and verse 16. He that heareth you heareth me, and he that despiseth you despiseth me, and he that despiseth me despiseth him that sent me.
So if you despise us, you despise the Most High God. We're only reading the Bible. It ain't our fault you feel some type of way. If you dress like a hoe, you should feel ashamed. That ain't our fault. But that's true love when we tell you that you can't dress like whores. You know what I'm saying? If it look like a duck, quack like a duck, it gotta be a duck. It's definitely gonna get treated like a duck.
This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
No, you're reading that wrong. In thought apparel.
In modest apparel.
No, hoe apparel.
In modest apparel.
In prostitute apparel.
In modest apparel.
If you love God, let me get John chapter 14, verse 15, real quick on the sword. If you love God, you'll keep his commandments. But all of you are hypocrites. And then when God's laws come out, you get angry. That lets us know that you have demons on you. But it's not too late. You can repent.
John chapter 14 and verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandment.
If you love me, what?
Keep my commandment.
If you love me, don't dress like hoes. That's very simple. You claim you love God, stop dressing like hoes. And niggas won't treat you like hoes. And you wonder why women are getting treated the way they're getting treated. Just the other day, I believe it was last week, a sister got stabbed by a dude. These are the times that we're living in. So when you walk around with your ass out, niggas ain't gonna respect you. And you don't deserve it because you walking like a hoe.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14 and verse 34. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience.
Under what?
Under obedience.
Under what?
Under obedience.
No, the women rule the house.
Under obedience.
This is why our communities are destroyed, because the women is ruling in our societies. Now, the women, we got the strong, independent black woman, right? But nobody wants to hold her accountable for the past 2 generations of men have been raised by women. And they're effeminate, emotional, and they're murdering their brothers off the slightest things. Why? Because strong, independent black women raised them. That's why. Now take accountability for that. Why is it that the so-called black community is the #1 spending community out of all communities? We're the brokest, but yet we spend more money. We keep this economy going. Why is that? Because the black woman is in charge of our households. That's why. She wants to buy frivolous BS. A bunch of damn cumbrellas.
Bring it out,
Something that, cumbrellas, go look that up. This is something that prostitutes used to wear to keep the nut out. Man, this is off, man. This is off. Y'all got me going on. What I got you holding, man? This is crazy, man. Look up cumbrellas, man. Nobody respects whores. No, Becky, these brothers love beautiful black sisters. We don't like white women. Continue on your day, pink woman. Isaiah 3 and 16.
Isaiah chapter 3 and verse number 16.
What's good, King? We don't have a picture of Jesus, but we can give you the description. Oh yeah, white Jesus, where you at? What else? Oh, he under there. Move that for me, Raul. Move that one over. Come on, step on that damn demon, man. Now listen, brother. Before you go, you know the best thing that you can do to get revenge? Put on some fringes and keep the commandments. There's nothing greater than that. There's nothing greater than that. Put on your fringes, stop shaving your head bald, roll your beard, and start keeping these commandments. Because this is how you truly show that you love God and you love your people. Let me get 1 John chapter 5, verse 2. Oh, what you got?
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of God.
This is how we know that we love the children of God. It's going to explain how you show love to the children of God.
when we love God and keep his commandments.
When we love God and keep his commandments. Part of that commandments is letting our brothers and our sisters know when they're not keeping the commandments. So I have to tell my brother he can't be a homosexual. I have to tell my sister she can't dress like a hoe. Because this is breaking God's commandments. And if you break God's commandments, you don't love God. Not my words. Exactly. So, well, our people are going to continue suffering until our women stop dressing like hoes, stop having multiple baby daddies, and actually submit and adhere to the man of the house.
Every time we try to educate a brother or sister,
but it's okay. We gotta listen. It's gonna be done one Israelite at a time. Let me get Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. Because whether they hear or forbear, it don't matter. The job has been done.
Look at Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse. Number 9 and verse 9 and 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city.
Go through Orlando.
Through the midst of Jerusalem.
Through the midst of Jerusalem and Orlando.
And set a mark upon the forehead.
And set a mark upon everybody's forehead. Everybody's going to receive a mark. Whether it's going to be the mark of the beast or the mark of the Most High God. Everybody's going to receive a mark.
The men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations.
The men that sigh and cry for all the abominations, all the homosexuality, all of the sisters dressing like whores, the men that are sighing and crying about this.
That be done in the midst thereof. And to the others, he said in my hearing.
And we don't want no preachers. Sneaky ass white boys.
Go ye after him through the city and smite.
And what?
Smite.
And what?
And smite.
Smite means to kill. He's sending some death angels.
Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Have no pity on who?
Slay utterly, old and young.
The old sisters, the young sisters, the old men, the young brothers, all of them.
Both maids and little children.
Maids and little children are going to get slaughtered by this death angel.
And women.
And who?
And women.
And thoughts.
And women.
And hoes.
And women.
And women. You want to dress like hoes and thoughts? You want to be a homosexual? You want to break God's commandments and do it without regard? Guess what? You're going to die in your sin. And no, I would not, Becky. You're disgusting. No, continue on your day, you freak.
But come not near any man upon whom the mark, and begin at my sanctuary.
And begin at my sanctuary. Sister, you got 2 minutes for the word. Brother, stop. 2 minutes for the word. Y'all speak to people that look like yourself? And this is why our people are destroyed. I bet you don't know your nationality, but you ain't got 2 minutes to hear the words of the Lord. The most destroyed people on the earth. Get Hosea 4 and 6, and then give me Jeremiah 4 and 22, Salaki.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4 and verse 22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me.
God's chosen people are foolish. They have not known him.
They are sottish children.
They are sottish children. Does anybody know what sottish means? It means stupid. God's chosen people are stupid. Grown men and women walking up and down these streets, and you don't even know your nationality. You call yourself black because the white man told you that you're black. And he's not white him damn self. But you'll listen to anything that a white man say. I'm glad to believe if we was a bunch of white boys up here, we'd have a whole crowd up here. But Israel don't want to hear the law. Definitely don't want to hear from anybody that look like themselves either. Stockholm Syndrome, Willie Lynch Syndrome.
And they have none understanding.
They have no understanding.
Are wise to do evil.
They're wise to do evil, go to the club, dress like hoes, beat thoughts, drinking, doing all the other above, but you ain't got no understanding of the Most High God. You won't even, listen, it's okay to be stupid. It's okay to be stupid, but have enough sense to know who to listen to. We're bringing out the scriptures, these aren't our words. You claim you believe in the Most High God, why don't you give us 2 minutes and you can hear some things. You might learn something. Nobody started off smart. Slucky. Sister, 2 minutes for the word. I think though that the group of people over there, y'all already know. That group of people over there, I think that they can agree with me that a prerequisite to intelligence is an open mind. You have to consider things. A prerequisite to to intelligence is an open mind. Let's find out who you are according to the Bible. Do you want to continue being an African American in America? This economy is about to fall. War is coming to America. And a lot of people are going to be looking stupid with white money, white men with, on the dollar bill. That dollar bill is going to burn with them. Your system is already crashed. The white man's kingdom is done.
That's right.
Russia and China just finalized some economical deals where they're no longer trading in the US dollar.
That's right.
What does that mean? America is the largest country in the world. I mean, China is the largest country in the world. Then you have Russia, which has the largest gold deposits in the world. They're all moving away from the dollar. I'm sure you heard of Silicon Valley. Everybody trying to take their money out of the bank. You've been worshiping your money all this time, but your money about to be worthless. And you about to look like an idiot with a pocket full of money and can't do nothing with it. And that day you'll be wiping your ass with a $100 bill. A bunch of dead niggas with dead presidents.
That's right.
And a lot of y'all are gonna be missile fuel. You're gonna burn with this money, you're gonna burn with the white man. Let me get Proverbs 3:31. Oh, what you got? 2 minutes for the word, fam? 2 minutes? They say black people can't learn from black people. Is that true? Is it true? All right, I'll praise the Lord. What's your name, King? Jeremy? My name's Zoe. What would you say your nationality is? Yeah, African American. You know what the problem with that term is? That's the name of two different white men. Leo Scipios Africanus, who defeated Hannibal during the Second Punic Wars. I'm sorry? Who am I? I'm gonna enlighten you right after I enlighten who you are. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna learn together. So we can't be African Americans. It's the name of two different white men. Leo Scipios Africanus, who defeated Hannibal during the Second Punic Wars, and Amerigo Vespucci, who's an Italian map maker. And these are two different white men. Clearly we don't descend from two different white men, right? Now, if I was to ask the so-called white man what's his nationality, he's able to tell me he's German, French, Belgium, so on and so forth. If I ask the Arab man what's his nationality, he's able to tell me that he's Saudi, he's Iraqi, he's, Kuwaiti, whatever the case is. If I ask the Asian man what's his nationality, he's able to tell me that he's Chinese. Listen, brother, you trying to, that's a language and a culture. We're actually the Israelites, you know what I'm saying? But how do we know that we're the Israelites? Let me show you, Jeremiah 17:4. Because I think you would agree that as grown men and grown women, the most basic information that we should know is our nationality. We're the only people in the whole world that don't know who we are. Ain't that a shame? Our people, I'm talking about as a nation, we don't know who we are. Because it wouldn't be intelligent for us to continue reciting the BS that we were taught by our former slave masters and our present day oppressors. That wouldn't be intelligent, right? It's like he told you that you're black, but you went to pre-K, you went to first school, you know your colors, so you're not black, you're brown. If you're gonna call yourself a color, you'll be brown. Everybody on this earth is brown. It's one person on this earth that's not brown. He's trying to make it look like you're the minority when he's the only minority. He's the only one that doesn't have melanin. Read that.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
So the Israelites will be discontinued from their heritage. What is a heritage? It's your nationality, your native tongue, English, Spanish, Creole. That's not our native tongue. These were languages we learned in slavery. Reread it again from the top.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
So the Israelites would be discontinued from their heritage, so they wouldn't know who they are anymore. Moreover, they would have to serve their enemies in the land that they didn't know. This sound familiar? Yeah, you see where I'm going with this, right?
For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
We piss the Most High God off. But how do we piss him off? Let me show you. Deuteronomy 1:1 from the top.
1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
What's your name again, King? Jeremy? All right, Jeremy. My name is Zoe, right? Can I come to Jeremy's house and open up Jeremy's mailbox and read Jeremy's mail as if it pertains to me? No, I can't. In fact, that's a felony in this country, correct? So Moses is addressing who he is addressing. Who is Moses speaking to? Read that again.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel. Did it say the whole world? No, he said to all Israel. So whatever he's about to say is pertaining to the Israelites. Let's see what he has to say to the Israelites.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. When it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken
The Israelites wouldn't hearken, which means to listen.
unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments,
No, just 10 of his commandments.
do all his commandments,
The Israelites didn't do all of God's commandments. What?
and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these what?
all these curses
Uh-huh.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
These curses will come upon them and overtake them. You listening, King? So, what it means to overtake them, that means to destroy them. Now let me get verse 46.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So these curses are going to be on God's chosen people for a sign and for a wonder, and upon their seed forever. So it's going to be generational curse. You understand? So through the process of elimination, we're able to determine who the Israelites are today based on these curses that God put on his chosen people. So we're going to read a few curses, and I'm going to ask you which people fit these curses, all right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. No matter which city you go to, who do you find at the bottom? Poor, broke, destitute, on drugs? Let me get Haggai 1 and 6. Which people do you find in those conditions?
Book of Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 6. Ye have so much and bring in little.
We work hard, but we bring in little. It's one particular people that work hard, real hard, work 2 jobs and still can't come up.
Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
We eat, but it's ramen noodles. That's it.
Ye drink, but ye have not filled with drink. Ye clothe, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
He that earneth wages, earn it to put it with a bag with holes. If you put your money in a bag and the bag got holes, what happens? It's gonna fall out. So there's a particular people that's on a treadmill. They're constantly running, but they ain't going nowhere. Like a gerbil. You running, you hauling ass, but you ain't going nowhere. In circles, over and over and over again. Zechariah.
Zechariah chapter 11 and verse number 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
We are still in the possession of our forefathers. I mean, not our forefathers, but our slave masters. This is why if I ask you your last name, 9 times out of 10, you'll give me a white man's last name, right? Why? Because that's the plantation you came from. Right?
Book of Isaiah chapter 65 and verse number 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
What's going to happen to God's chosen people?
And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
God's chosen people will leave their name for a curse. Hey, you watch Roots, right? How did Coach Kinte's name get changed? They beat it out of him, right? Now, I couldn't understand that when I was watching it. When I was young, I was watching like, why the hell they want to change the nigga name that bad? You know what I'm saying? What's so serious about that? Then I realized it was about his offspring. It was about his children. They wanted to be able to brainwash and control and manipulate his children. So that in 2023, there'll be hoes, thoughts, dressed like hoes and thoughts, right? Oh, if you, hey, listen, it's an old country proverb that say a hit dog will holler, and they hollering. Yeah, you want to know why? Because you dress like a hoe. That's why. Let's just keep it real. It's more than that, right?
Yeah, God. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen, but the Lord God shall slay thee and call his servants by another name.
Jerry.
Call his servants by another name.
Pookie.
Call his servants by another name.
God's chosen people will lose their name and they'll be called by another name. Let's find out what else will happen to God's chosen people.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Would you say that the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man are people that's robbed and spoiled? Imagine taking 40 generations of free labor from a people. Is that not robbery? Yeah, that's robbery. Imagine somebody coming into your house and telling you that you got to move into the bathroom, and every time you want to leave out of the bathroom, you got to ask for permission. What happened to the so-called Hispanics? What happened to the so-called Jeremy? What happened to the so-called Hispanics? The conquistadors came over here, right? The so-called Native Americans. They came over here, took over their land, and forced them into a particular part of the land, right? And now, when the Mexican man wants to come to America, he's got to apply for a visa and hope that the white man approves him, just so he can work for pennies on a dollar so he can feed his family. He's working for pennies on a dollar so the white man can have cheap avocados, cheap oranges, cheap strawberries. That's slavery, bro. That's slavery. That's what the Black, Hispanic, and Native American man has to go through. These are the curses that God put on his chosen people. Finish that up from the top.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
Where is God's chosen people hidden?
And they are hid in prison houses.
Where is God's chosen people hidden?
And they are hidden in prison houses.
Who fills the prisons up, King? Is it Arabs? Is it Chinese? Is it white people? No, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans fill the prison houses.
That's right.
We just read that God's chosen people would be hidden in prison houses. What we're bringing out is that the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans are the true biblical Israelites. But our people ain't got time to hear this. They'd rather walk around proud, thinking they know something. You don't even know your nationality. Let me get Hosea 4:6.
Chapter 4 and verse number 6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. What's the most basic knowledge you can have? Your nationality. You don't even know that. How the hell can you claim that you have some intelligence? The most basic and fundamental thing that any man or woman should have is your nationality. Everybody else got one. We the only idiots out here that don't think it don't matter. No, we're God's chosen people, and we're proving that with the scriptures.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Israelites' sons and daughter would be given into another people. Whose sons and daughters were violently taken from them and given into another people. If you have a son, he might get sent to Jackson, Mississippi. God knows what's going to happen to him. You'll never see him again. If you have a daughter, she might get sent to Birmingham, Alabama. God knows what's going to happen to her. Did that happen to all people? That happened to God's chosen people, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Continue on.
And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
There shall be no might in thy hand. That means we're not going to have the military or financial power to redeem our children back. Once those children were gone, you would never see them again. And we're still suffering that today. CPS. They can come take your child because they claim that you ain't taking care of your child. Come take your child. And guess you know what happens to foster children? Do you know they're the number one known to be molested? And it's some weird, hairy white dude that's doing it. Take your children and molest them. And his government is the one who took them from you. Freaks.
Verse 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment.
It's an astonishment. So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American people are out here to and fro. They don't know who they are, and they out here living it up in America. They think they're free. They don't know that nuclear bombs are coming for this place. Right. Russia's about to bomb America.
That's right.
With hypersonic intercontinental ballistic missiles. And a lot of these people out here that think it's a game, the missile gonna land right on their forehead.
A proverb.
A proverb.
And a byword.
God's people will become a proverb and a byword. You know what a proverb is? It's a wise saying. They say, if you want to hide something from a nigga, stick it in a book. That's a proverb. They say an elevator can raise a family, but a black man can't. That's a proverb. What's a byword? Wetback, spick, nigga, Jamaican, Haitian, nigga, real nigga.
How you go from spick
This is a byword. Your true name is an Israelite.
Verse 48, therefore shalt thou, verse 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. What is it saying? The gringo, the slave master, the conquistador is going to get up above you very, very high. He's going to be at the top of society.
And thou shalt come down very low.
And you're going to be at the bottom of society.
Verse 48. Verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
He's going to lend to you, and you're not going to have the capacity to lend to him. Do we own the banks? Who owns the banks? So when you want an educational loan, who do you got to go see? Car loan, home loan. You got to go see them.
He shall be the head, and thou,
He's going to be the head of society.
and thou shalt be the tail.
You're going to be the ass of society. Is that not true today? Why is it that we're the only people that have to scream, hands up, don't shoot, Black Lives Matter? Why ain't everybody having to do that? Because you're the ass of society. Nobody gives a damn about the Black, Hispanic, and Native American man. Tell me I'm lying. Please tell me I'm lying. Somebody out here tell me I'm lying. When do white people march and say, white lives matter? Never. But we're supposedly living in a country of equality. Why don't the Chinese man have to march and say, hands up, don't shoot? Because he has his respect. His woman is not ruling his house. His wife isn't a baby mama of 5 baby daddies. There's control. But we don't have that in our communities. And the moment you try to bring that up, oh, you're a misogynist. You can't spell misogynist.
Verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent these people against us?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent the slave master against us?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent the conquistador against us?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent the oppressor against us?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
The Lord sent these people against us. But don't it make sense though? Because when you watch all of the sports, basketball, football, boxing, UFC, who's dominating? Who's dominating in everything? So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American men. So how is it that a people that is inferior are ruling over us? When it's evident that we're bigger, smarter, faster, and stronger. But we're the ones still in the prison houses. It's because the Lord sent these people against us. That's what you call divine intervention. Like right now, if a Chihuahua and a Pit Bull started fighting, guess who I'm putting my money on? The Pit Bull. But we the Pit Bull and we've been losing for 500 years. To a damn Chihuahua. It don't make no sense. Because if you kept it real, you put us in the paint with one of them one-on-one, we know what we're gonna do to them. They know what we'll do to them. Hunger and in thirst. I hope she wasn't talking to me. I got a response. Sister, let me read something for you. Listen, you can't love your slave master. Let me get Leviticus 13 and 30. Why do you got the white woman's hair in your head? I bet you got a lot of love for yourself. And you walking with a white boy. A dweeb. He's a dweeb. He's a dweeb. And tell him to come over here and defend your honor. Let's see how that goes. All right, brother, listen, you're an Israelite, you gotta keep the commandments. You got a flyer, brother? Hey, take a flyer, King, take a flyer. Damn dweeb, yeah. She walk around with that retarded ass white boy claiming, man, you better do better. You better do better. And this is insane. You had a sister not long ago, video went viral. She said, I would never submit to a black man, I submit to my slave master. I'm so glad I wasn't near that sister. I swear to God, I would have had to repent. I would have have had to repent. I wouldn't have been able to handle it. You ain't finna say that around me. You love your slave master. You're submit to your slave master. These are the type of sisters that keep the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man down. You love your oppressor. Let me get Isaiah 28 and 15. Let me get Isaiah 30 and 12.
I'm not.
Book of Isaiah chapter 30 and verse number 12. Wherefore thus says the Holy One of Israel, because ye despised his word.
Because you what?
Because ye despised his word.
Because you despise this word.
And trust in oppression.
And trust in what?
And trust in oppression.
Our people trust in what?
And trust in oppression. And perverseness.
And perverseness.
And stay thereon.
And stay thereon.
Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall.
And this is why we're at the bottom. Because the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man, you trust in oppression. And when a brother that raises up that look like you to tell you the truth, to wake you up, you ain't got no time for him. You like, a nigga can't teach me shit. Because you're a coon in the heart. You hate your own people. That's why you ain't got 2 minutes for the word.
I work here every night.
Hey brother, please don't start that, man.
You have a good night.
You have a good night, all right? It's all love up here, King. We don't want no problems, all right? Enjoy your night, King. Enjoy your night, brother. Your blood? Man, everybody got blood, bro. Everybody got blood. That you don't get no credit for that. Bro, damn the Israelite shit. Damn the blood shit. You an Israelite, man. And I can tell the way you act when you're an Israelite. It don't matter what color you are. It don't matter what color you are. It's the bloodline. It's a bloodline. But our people don't know our bloodline. I'm sorry? All praise to the Most High, same thing, Lord willing, Lord willing. You're an Israelite, my brother, and we love you. You got to keep the commandments. You all good, my brother. You got to do all that, but we love you. This is the reason why. Let me get it again. Proverbs 27 and 5.
Proverbs 27, verse number 5. Open rebuke is better than secret love.
It's better for us to come out here in public and rebuke our sisters and brothers and let them know that you can't hate your brother. You can't dress like whores and harlots. You can't be homosexuals. You can't be eating the bacon. You can't follow the ways of the white man. You can't continue following your oppressor. You can't be intermarrying. Love your sister and love your brother. And anybody that's out here loving their oppressor, you hate yourself. I don't give a damn what you say, and I can prove it. You literally hate yourself. This is why you got all the time in the world for the white man, but when a brother that look like you stands up and speak, you don't give him 30 seconds. You say, nigga, please. I ain't got time to hear them niggas, because you hate yourself. You suffer from that Willie Lynch syndrome.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse number 13. Isaiah chapter 28 and verse number 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death.
Our sisters and brothers have made a covenant with death. A covenant is a contract. You're okay with the black men, Hispanic, and Native Americans being at the bottom of society. You're completely okay with that. You don't have a problem with it. You're okay with the sisters being the head of the household. As a result, we're the ones spending all of the money. But we're the same people at the bottom financially. Why? Because she won't come brothers. Because she won't weave. She want to look better than the next thigh.
That's right.
Wake up.
Wake up.
You look ridiculous. And that's love when I tell you that. That's actually love.
Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death.
Our people have made a covenant with death.
And with hell are we at agreement.
And with police brutality, we are what?
At agreement.
And with being at the bottom of society, we are what?
At agreement.
We're at agreement with this thing. This is why when we bring out the truth, nobody got time for the Most High's words. But it's okay. You're getting marked. Let me get Ezekiel 3 and 4 and Ezekiel 2 and 4.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2 and verse 4. For they are imputed children.
They are what?
For they are imputed children.
No, they're intelligent children.
For they are imputed children.
No, they're rational children.
For they are imputed children.
They are stupid children.
For they are imputed children, and stiff-hearted. I do not send thee unto them. And thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord God. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
Whether you want to hear that you can't be a dyke, whether you want to hear that you can't be a homosexual, whether you don't want to hear that you can't be a hoe, whether you want to hear that you can't be a thought, we're going to tell you. Because guess what? You're getting marked.
That's right.
You're being marked.
That's right.
You're being marked.
For they are a rebellious house.
No, they love to obey the Most High God.
For they are a rebellious house.
Especially our sisters. They are so rebellious.
Right, right.
But it's our fault as the men. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be the head of the household. But yet we fail the Most High God. Predominantly the Levites. And I'll take that. We fail the Most High God.
Yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them.
You gotta know that it was a prophet among you. Those crazy ass Israelite niggas that you walk by every night and you clown and you mock and you scoff, those same niggas was actually trying to save your life.
Right.
But in that day, it's gonna be too late. You're not gonna have a rebuttal for the Most High God. You're gonna be looking stupid.
I should have got him while they had me.
Verse 6, and thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. Though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou doest dwell among scorpions, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious.
They are most rebellious. The so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American men, women, and child are the most rebellious children. We don't want to listen. And we damn sure don't want to listen to anybody that look like ourselves. Like, who is them niggas trying to tell us anything? Y'all ain't got no respect for yourselves. That's why you ain't giving the Most High time, no time. 2 minutes for the word, sister? 120 seconds for the word? 120. All praise. What would you say your nationality is? You see how there's a pause? Before you say that, you see how there's a pause? If I was to ask a so-called white man that, or the Asian man, or the Arab man that, guess what? They would immediately answer. The Arab man would say, I'm Saudi, I'm Kuwaiti, Iraqi. The Asian man would say, I'm Chinese, Japanese, Cambodian. The white man would say, I'm French, German, Italian. Why is it the most basic and fundamental information that any adult man or woman should know, we're void of it? We don't know. Let's be honest. What were you going to say? African American?
No.
What were you going to say? Black?
White girl?
What? Spanish?
No, mixed.
Who?
Mixed.
Mixed. There's no such thing as mixed.
I'm black. Yeah.
You're black. Now your shirt is black though. Furthermore, who got a sign? Black has what's called negative connotations. You ever heard of the black sheep of the family? What is the black sheep of the family? What is a black market? You buy stolen goods off of it, right? What is blackmail? Black has negative connotations that go with it. And what about white? It has positive connotations that come. What is a white lie? Just better than a regular lie. What is a white collar crime or a white collar job? Better than a regular job, better than a regular crime. You was money laundering versus selling crack. When you put white into a word, when you introduce white into a word, you just make it better than what it normally is. But are people actually white and are people actually black? No, they're not. We all went to pre-K, we all went to first grade. Why do we subscribe to these terms? When did these terms become into use? Do you know those terms white and black came into use in the 1600s? What was going on during the 1600s? Slavery. So would it be intelligent of us today, the children of those slaves, to continue perpetuating terms that were given to us by our former slave masters and our present day oppressors? Would that be intelligent for us to continue using those words? That would be intelligent?
What they gave us.
Yeah, no. So we have to find out who we are, because we're the only people in the whole world that don't know who we are. Do you notice that? But guess. But let me show you why we don't. Let me get that.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
An ox is a dumb animal. It's very basic. It gets up every day and do the same thing over and over. It chew grass and it moves.
And the ass his master master's crib.
And the ass knows his master's crib. The ox knows his owner. It's a basic thing. He knows who his owner is. And the ass, a jackass, a donkey, he can find his way back home. Take 15, 20 miles away, he can always find his way back home. But what?
But Israel,
God's chosen people,
doeth not know.
they don't know who the hell they are. They walk around calling themselves black,
I know I'm
Hispanic. You know what I'm saying?
I know I'm an Israelite.
So you know you're an Israelite?
I know where it is.
How do you know you're an Israelite though?
From the Caribbean and where the
But how are you able to? Because there's only one way to prove.
Bible.
Do you know which book? It will be the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let me get Mark chapter 4 verse 13.
Chapter 4, verse 14. The sower soweth the word.
We're out here teaching the sister who she is according to the Bible.
And these are they by the wayside.
These are they by the wayside. They're getting the word. Eboniah, let the sister get the word. But these are they by the wayside.
Where the word is sown.
When the word is sown, we're telling you who you are according to the Bible. We're going to bring out a few commandments. Guess what happens?
But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately.
Anybody that comes and tries to take you away from this word, when we're trying to tell you who you are according to the Bible and give you the commandments, they are Satan.
That's right.
I didn't say it. God said it.
Right.
So, sister, if you would like to humble down, give me just 2 of your minutes, I promise you I can show you something that you probably don't know.
I read.
But a lot of times our people are very prideful and they hate each other. I know, I'm just, saying some general statements. They're prideful and they hate each other. Niggas that look like them can't teach them shit because they suffer from Willie Lynch syndrome. Let me give you a few commandments before y'all go, sister.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, and verse number 5. The women shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God.
The sister hauled ass, boy. She was like, I don't want to hear God's commandments. But guess what? Guess what? The way you know what sin is, sister? Do you know what sin is? What is it? Can you explain it? I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it for you. I'm gonna read it for you. So you have it.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Whoever commits sin, they also transgress the law.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Sin is the breaking of God's law. Now, somebody get what is that? Romans 6 and 23.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the wages of sin is death.
So when you break God's commandment, the wages of sin is death. Who's gonna kill you? Psalm 78 and 49.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me.
There's no God with him.
I kill.
Who kills?
I kill.
God kills.
And I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
So when the Most High God wants you, ain't nobody can save you.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? Let me get Hebrews 10 and 26.
Exodus 22 and verse 24. And my wrath shall wax hot,
I'm gonna get hot with you.
and I will kill you with the sword.
And I will what?
And I will kill you with the sword.
What is God gonna do?
And I will kill you with the sword.
Why don't we know as Christians, why don't we know these scriptures? God is not some effeminate, lovey-dovey, peachy pink, punk-ass white boy. He's not. He has mercy for his children. But who is that mercy for? Let me get Nehemiah 1 and 5. For who?
People following.
Yeah, but 2/3 of Israel's gotta die when Christ get back.
That's right.
2/3.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 1 and verse 5.
This is who that mercy is for.
And said, I beseech thee, O Lord God of heaven, the great and terrible God.
The what?
The great and terrible God.
The nice effeminate God.
The great and terrible God.
White Jesus.
The great and terrible God that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love him and observe his commandments.
For who?
For them that love him and observe his commandments.
for them that love him and observe his commandments. So
Real quick, everyone brought out a good point. You brought up the 2/3 of the point. It was 3 of them.
yeah, right.
That's
Big
1/3
truck
right here.
still out here. Yeah, big truck.
That's crazy. Let me get that. What is that? Zechariah 11 and 8?
Zechariah 13 and 8.
13 and 8. So like Zechariah 13 and 8. We're gonna read that real quick for you, sister.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 13, and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein.
2 parts of Israel is going to be cut off and die. Why? Because they're not going to want to keep the commandments. We're not telling you got to be perfectly keeping the commandments. You have to make a sincere effort, and you can't fool the Most High God. It's not hard for sisters to put on dresses. It's not hard to stop eating the pig. It's not hard to stop sleeping around. Find one man and marry him. It's very simple. And sex is marriage, by the way. Sex is marriage. So this is why our sisters are walking around. Listen, the white man is giving you birth control. He's giving you what do they call it? Abortions, Planned Parenthood. What has that done to our women? That taught them to be irresponsible. Now they can just throw it to everybody that they meet, and there's no repercussions or consequences for that. Just pop a pill, and it's over with. Right? Now it's okay to be a hoe. Back then, if women knew you were a hoe, they wouldn't even want to be associated with you. They were like, I don't want to hang around that hoe. I don't want nobody thinking I'm a hoe. Because birds of a feather, what? Flock together. So if you know somebody a hoe, don't be hanging with no hoes. Because she gonna put you on homeboy, right? Exactly, that's how I roll. But everybody doesn't have the love that you have for the Most High God, because at least you had the patience and you had a little bit of time for the Most High God to actually hear these words. That I have to commend you on that. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? The Most High God appreciate it. Let me give you a few commandments before you go. I got your oldest son.
It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
In thought apparel.
In modest apparel.
Our women, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American women, are required to dress modestly. When you wear pants, you're showing your figure. And if I'm interested in you, I'm more interested in your figure. I don't give a damn about what's in between your ears. I don't even care about who you are. I'm just trying to smash and pass. That's always gonna happen, right? That's what's gonna happen. Read that out.
Look at Deuteronomy 22 and verse number 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God.
No, the God is merciful.
Unto the Lord thy God.
You're an abomination unto the Lord thy God. What article of clothing belong to women that now men are starting to wear? Skirts, dresses, all of the feminine things, right? Now, what article of clothing do men normally wear that sisters are now starting to wear?
Men wear pants.
Pants. You ever heard the term? You heard your grandma, your great grandma say, or actually the great grandfather or grandfather, who wear the pants in the house? Yeah, but now our sisters are wearing the pants in the house. Now they're strong, independent women. Ain't nobody want that. Nobody want that. Bunch of damn prison women. We straight on that. You know what I'm saying? This is why our community is in the condition that it's in. Because that strong Black woman is kicking that man out of the house, and now she feels like she can raise that son. Now that son is being raised to be emotional and effeminate. Now when his brother step on his shoes, instead of saying, sorry, or it's okay, my brother, I'm gonna blow that brother away. Because he's emotional. He was raised by a woman.
I know one very well.
Like I said, just last week, you had a sister being stabbed by a grown-ass man right here in downtown Orlando. There is no more respect or regard for women. Why? Because they're acting like butches and the men are effeminate. Now you got men attacking women with knives. What kind of world are we living in? Do you feel safe? You shouldn't. You really shouldn't.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 15 and verse 13. The Lord hated all abomination.
But the Lord loves.
The Lord hated all abomination.
All abominations the Lord hated.
And they that fear God love it not.
They that fear God love it not. So the commandment that we gave you was Deuteronomy 22 and 5, and that is the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto the Most High God. So you can't wear pants and men can't wear dresses. When women, let's speak about it from a scientific point of view. A woman has what's known as a womb, right? Now, if you ever had a wound, right, a flesh wound, and you put a Band-Aid on it, and you never took that Band-Aid off, does it heal? No, it doesn't heal. So a woman needs to breathe. Your organ needs to breathe. And when it doesn't breathe, it creates what's called a pH imbalance. And this is why a lot of sisters walk around with damn itch. Goddamn, you know what I'm saying? What's that thing called? What they need? Monostat. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you want to wear pants. You want to be a strong, independent black woman. No. Put that dress on, and it's going to make you feel more effeminate. And you're going to be more loving to your husband. You know what I'm saying? And it's a spirit that comes with women wearing pants. You know what I'm saying? You feel strong. You feel like you could defeat a man until you run up and find out. Now, I thought I could fight him. And that shit kind of went bad. Where we at?